Greetings, hello, welcome on in, guys. Unoptimized Fool from the closet. Glad you could be here. I want to switch it up a bit and talk about today, Siren Isle, okay? Now, Siren Isle is coming out N1107, okay? And that is slated to drop December 17th, so roughly about a month from now. Less than a month now, right? Now, I'm not going to talk about any of the features, the ring, that's cool, right? But I want to talk about flying, okay? So as you guys know, there's no flying at the start of the Siren Isle, right? Now, originally when we heard this, it was like, okay, the island's super small. Someone did a comparison on the PTR, and it'd take around almost not even a minute to walk from side to side. So again, a very small island. And honestly, if they kept zero flying the whole time, it would have been not a big deal, honestly, because again, very small island, no big deal. But they decided that after some time, through some unlocks and weekly time-gated content, you'll be able to fly, right? So the flying, if you don't know this, is tied to the ring, the legendary ring, at the end quest, right? So the last quest, you'll unlock flying. Now, how long does that take? It takes 6 weeks. Now, obviously, on the PTR, it is accelerated due to testing, right? They obviously want to test the later sections of the thing, and obviously the PTR is not going to be 6 weeks. And they want to get as much data as they can. So it's accelerated on PTR, but the final version will be 6 weeks until we unlock flying, right? That is a month and 2 weeks if you don't know the math there. I'm quick with math, right? The closet's nice to me with that. 6 weeks to unlock flying, okay? Again, I don't know why we're doing this. Again, we had these limitations we saw this last time, the iteration with Shadowlands, right? Where you were locked under, certain achievements that you would have to get. Like, for example, even whereas Battle for Azeroth, it was still tied to the reputations. You would have to get, I believe, exalted with all the reputations. So it was very much a big grind. And flying, I don't think flying dropped until I think 8.2, I believe, right? So it was a long time where we had to fly, right? That mentality of just having to wait. And then we went to Dragonflight, where there was no restrictions at all. There was 0 restrictions. We were free. And then we had about 2 years of that, and now we're in the War Within. Now we're back to the restrictions. So yes, I am worried about future development, because I thought, Dragonflight proved that we don't like restrictions, right? No one likes restrictions. I don't know why we're having this conversation again inside the closet. Restrictions are terrible. I don't like to be restricted by anything. I guess, obviously Siren Isle, I was going to be coping with it because, it's a small island. It makes sense to not have flying. But now we have to wait 6 weeks. It's time-gated content, okay? Behind the legendary ring. Again, I'm not going to talk about the legendary ring. I'm going to talk about flying here, right? And now we know that in 11.1, we don't have flying at all, right? It's all of that drive system. Now, there is a system replacing the flying, but we're back to the restricted of no flying again. I know that they're trying to innovate on a system, but honestly, why? I mean, especially with Siren Island, 6 weeks to unlock something, time-gated content. It just means, again, it's not the biggest deal with Siren Island, right? It's not like, end of the world, right? Whatever. And again, also in 11.1 where they have the drive system. Again, I haven't tested it yet. No one has tested it. So hopefully once we get testing, we can have a better opinion about it. If it's equivalent to flying, I'll shut up about it, right? But it's that mentality of restrictions, to unlock something through restrictions, is still alive at Blizzard Entertainment. We thought with Dragonflight, with no restrictions of flying, that design philosophy and that way of thinking was a thing of the past. And now all of a sudden, boom, it's still here. It's well rampant now, and it makes me think, like, well, what's going to happen in 11.2? Are we going to have a new system with the drive system, or we're going to have full flying now, or are we going to have partial flying? We don't know. It really makes you think. It makes you wonder what's going to happen in the future. What will Midnight hold? I thought we had a good equation here, Blizzard. I think dragon riding was probably the biggest addition to this game since Warbands, right? Obviously, until Warbands hit, right? That was a pretty big system. I honestly think it was. So it makes me worried. And obviously, we're probably going to see a combination of these systems, but I don't want to see any more restrictions. Siren Isle is a restriction, 6 weeks until unlock flying. It's just a weird restriction I don't think we even need. I don't even think we need flying on that island, honestly. So, again, guys, the Siren Isle not having flying until 6 weeks isn't the big deal. It's that design philosophy that exists inside of Blizzard. And I've talked about this in the past, but I wanted to bring it up because, again, we have exact dates now when the patch is coming out and also how long it's going to take to unlock flying. And also now we have 11.1 announcement with no flying at all. Now, we don't know if that's ever coming out, but we'll have to see. What are your opinion, though, guys? I want to hear it. But Unoptimized Fool, from the closet, glad you could be here. I'll see you guys next time.